I'm going to ask for your kind attention for just a few more moments just before we serve your meal, and ask you now to welcome up to the stage the President of the Society for the Environment and renowned environmentalist and author, Tony Juniper.
Good evening, everybody. It's really nice to be reminded that even in these times when the environment appears not to be very prominent on the agenda, that we can actually achieve really quite major things. And just being reminded that we actually did deliver in this country last year the greenest Olympic Games ever, I think says something about the momentum behind the work that we're all doing. And actually this afternoon, I'm often not encouraged by what I hear from politicians, but I was delighted today to attend the launch of the final report of the Ecosystems Markets Task Force that was presented to Owen Paterson this afternoon at the meeting just around the corner here. And actually, I felt as though we're in a transition on the environmental questions right now. And that meeting today and the reception that it got from the Minister, I think said quite a lot about the changes taking place and how we're approaching these issues. And to over-characterize it, I think we're going from a period when the environment was all about trade-offs, so economy versus ecology was very much the narrative, into a period when we're now beginning to see economy and ecology being presented as two sides of the same coin, and moving from a period of trade-offs into what you might call a period of integration. And that period of integration, building nature and ecology into the things that we do, as the Olympic Village so admirably demonstrated is possible, is being driven by the realization that actually human welfare is not something that you can trade against environmental damage. Human welfare is absolutely 100% dependent upon nature for economic growth, for health, well-being and prosperity. And the reasons for that are obvious if you think about it for a nanosecond in terms of water supply, soil productivity, the recycling of nutrients, the work being done by pollinating insects, resource renewal, ocean productivity, carbon storage, the recycling of oxygen and carbon dioxide. All of these things are being done for nothing by nature to huge economic and health advantage for humankind. That now is beginning to be understood. And the reasons why it's being understood, of course, you can see in all the things that are happening around us. Climate change impacts, the volatility in resource markets, the questions being posed now about water and food security. All these things are beginning to penetrate the collective political mind and indeed the business mind, and are increasingly evident in the media discourse too. So we're in a period of change, and that change is leading to more integrated thinking about how we have to approach these problems. That integration, of course, is not simple, it's hugely complicated. And that's why I think it's it was very prescient 10 years ago for a group of people to come together and to set up Society for the Environment and the new qualification of Chartered Environmentalist to help create a new professional qualification and recognition that actually there are specialists needed to deal with these big challenges and people with professional skills helping society to sort them out. And over that 10 years, Society for the Environment's member organisations have between them now accredited some 7,000 chartered environmentalists. They come from no particular sector. There are engineers, there are chemists, there are ecologists, there are surveyors, there are architects. But all of these specialists working together with a strong ethos of cross-disciplinary cooperation is starting to make a big difference. And we're only 10 years into this new professional recognition. We've got 7,000 of them out there already. And I'm delighted to say that this evening's first award will be going to the Chartered Environmentalist of the Year. So of those 7,000 people, this evening we're honouring one. Not necessarily to say that the rest are not worth this kind of honour, but to pick out one, to celebrate the work that's being done by those chartered environmentalists and to be seeing how best practice is being embedded across a wide range of fields to achieve sustainability through all these different prisms of all these different professional competencies. So to announce the finalists and indeed the winner of the 2013 Chartered Environmentalist of the Year Award, please welcome to the stage Professor Carolyn Roberts, Chair of Society for the Environment. Carolyn, please.
is bright here. And I'm afraid I don't have many Welsh credentials, but except I do have a Welsh husband, so diolch yn fawr for that anyway. Tony was able to extemporise to a certain extent. I have to get this right, so I'm going to read mine. Recognising the complexity of judging an award for an individual rather than a project, the winner and finalists for the inaugural Chartered Environmentalist of the Year Award 2013 were decided by the full editorial board of Sustain magazine. The judges selected the following 3 finalists from all the nominations submitted by the Society's licensed professional institutions, and it may be worth saying actually, and again I'm going off piste here slightly, the combined membership of the 23 professional institutions that make up Society for the Environment at the moment is approaching 500,000 people, which is an absolutely stupendous number. So the judges selected these finalists, and the 3 finalists are Caroline Drummond, MBE, Fellow of the Institute of Agricultural Management and a Chartered Environmentalist for her work on LEAF, Linking Environment and Farming. Secondly, Dr. Tim Fox, Fellow of the Institute of Mechanical Engineers and Head of Energy and Environment there, and a Chartered Environmentalist for his work on the Food Waste Report, Global Food Waste Not, Want Not. And finally, David Stubbs, member of the Institute of Ecology and Environmental Management and also a Chartered Environmentalist, and the former Head of Sustainability at LOCOG, London 2012, for his work with the London Olympics. Perhaps you might like to just give all of them a round of applause. The overall winner emerged by a clear margin, and the winner of the Chartered Environmentalist of the Year 2013 is former Head of Sustainability at London 2012, David Stubbs. Now, sadly, David can't be with us this evening because he's actually in Tokyo as we speak. He's advising the International Olympic Committee on the environmental aspects of the 2020 candidate cities, Tokyo, Madrid and Istanbul. So clearly that's a very worthy occupation. But heading to the stage, I hope, to accept the trophy on his behalf should be his appointed proxy, John Newton.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted that David won this award. Thoroughly deserving. I first came into contact with David 30 years ago when we both worked for London Wildlife Trust, and ever since David's really got biodiversity getting into the sustainability agenda, so I'm thrilled for him. He of course does send a message to you, and if you can bear with me I'll read that out. I'm thrilled to have been given this award, and I'm only sorry I cannot be here in person to receive it. This really came out of the blue, and I was already committed to the schedule for the evaluation committee, visiting cities bidding for the 2020 Olympic and Paralympic Games. So early morning greetings from Tokyo. Shame, isn't it? You really feel sorry for him. Last year was a very special time, and it was a huge privilege to have led the sustainability team at London 2012. While clearly it is an individual award, for which I am truly honoured, I consider it a tribute to my team and the extended body of sustainability professionals who put so much effort and initiative into making London 2012 the most sustainable Games of modern times. I hope that everyone here will take some inspiration from the achievements and lessons learned from 2012 and help us build on the legacy. Finally, thank you to my professional institute, the Institute of Ecology and Environmental Management, for nominating me, and well done and commiserations to Caroline Drummond and Tim Fox and the other shortlisted finalists. Thank you very much on David's behalf.